This is St. Augustine, Florida, founded in 1565. It's the oldest continuously occupied city in America. Hidden among the centuries-old Spanish buildings is a powerful representation of a universal truth that people have known since the beginning of civilized society, and it stands as a monument to the rule of law. They call it the Old Jail, and it reminds us that wherever people try to live together in peace, there will be those who choose to commit crimes against others, and that we will always need people who are dedicated to enforcing the law. The St. Johns County Jail was built in 1891 by the Pauly Jail Building Company, led by its founder, P.J. Pauly. On March 27, 2024, Joseph Pauly Poor III, the great-great-grandson of P.J. Pauly, the fifth-generation owner and president of the Pauly Jail Building Company, visited the old jail for the first time.
Wow, here we come up to the old jail, huh? Built in 1891 by my great-great-grandfather. Wow, look at that. The old jail.
This is some powerful history.
Here's the police chief.
It's from another time, but it all seems familiar.
Go over what you two guys do, right? Exactly.
I was born to this business. I learned from my father and my grandfather, and they learned from their fathers before them, going back 5 generations. And all the lessons I've learned, all of our philosophies and methods are right here in this old jail.
What is the concept behind this? Why this and not bars?
Yeah, well, they used to do bar grading, and then they still did it. Okay, a typical bar and a bar grate, but you could hold it and you could saw it. Okay, so Pauly Jail came up with the lattice work because they were steel fabricators and boat builders, right? So they took this plate steel and then these are rivets. Yeah. So there's no way to defeat it. Even if you tried to saw part of it, you couldn't get past the rivets on the next one.
Okay. So is this the normal, actually, what the size is? And yeah. I guess that was through testing of the company?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course, back then they didn't have electric locks.
Sure.
They had all key-operated locks, right?
Yeah.
So the old big jailer's key that you see like on Andy and Mayberry and stuff, that's what they used to operate those locks.
So where'd the thickness come from?
This is probably 3/16 plate, I would think. That was pretty much the standard back then.
Okay. It's an incredible concept, actually.
Yeah.
And it's called lattice?
Yeah, lattice.
Just like it looks,
Yeah.
Outstanding.
P.J. Pauly founded the Pauly Jail Building Company in 1856 in St. Louis, Missouri. They invented flatbed wagon portable jails to help tame the Wild West. Later, the escape-proof rotary jail, followed by the first jails built inside courthouses. These improvements, and many others, established jail building as a practical science.
The Old Jail is one of St. Augustine's most popular attractions because it gives visitors a glimpse into the lives of St. Augustine's most notorious prisoners living under the penal system of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Pretty much if you're in law enforcement, when you come to St. Augustine, you're gonna come to the Old Jail. To see the Old Jail that was built, commissioned by Henry Flagler, built by the Pauly Jail Company, the same company that built the famous Alcatraz.
I was reading about your history with Pauly. You're 5th generation for building.
Yep. My great-great-grandfather built this jail in 1891.
Oh, well, it's fantastic to meet you, Joe. And honestly, your family's been very involved building the jail.
Right.
And we get the pleasure as Historic Tours of America to tell the story every day to thousands and thousands of people that come here. It's personal to me because my family, my father came here in the 1950s when it became a museum, and then later on, we purchased the old jail as part of Historic Tours of America.
I actually came here yesterday and did my tour for the first time of this facility. I couldn't believe how many people were going through here all day, every hour, on there 20 minutes, and the people that work here are so passionate about working here.
P.J. Pauly understood that the Pauly Jail Building Company provided an essential and critical service to American society. First of all, that meant quality.
I started with the company right out of college over 40 years ago, along with my brother Bob, who's no longer with us, but he's still in spirit here now. And I learned from the beginning that we're not building shopping centers or residential properties or even schools. We're building jails and correctional facilities. It's a completely different discipline that requires specific knowledge and experience. It's an important responsibility and requires a lifelong commitment to quality.
One of the amazing things about the old jail, and there are many, really is the quality of the design and the build. There are so many features here that are at or even above today's standards, and it's actually really incredible that the Pauly Jail was able to deliver that quality and innovation.
I tell people that we build a quality product for people who need to buy a quality product. A jail is not a place to cut corners. Our clients and their communities need and deserve the best design and best build available anywhere. They'll build one jail in their entire career. It's a tremendous responsibility for them, and it needs to last for decades. This historical jail here in St. Augustine is 133 years old, and I'd say it's doing pretty well. I remember listening to my father and my grandfather talking about integrity. They talked about it all the time to everyone in our company. My dad always said, Joe, don't ever forget that we serve the citizens of this great country. We have to be fair and we have to be honest. He always said that there's one reason we got where we are. It's that all the people we work for and work with can trust us.
Through trust and experience, the Pauly Jail Building Company established a legacy of excellence and a tradition of innovation. The company's reputation for expertise, excellence, and honesty grew exponentially through the 20th century, from county jails across the country to Alcatraz.
These hardened high-grade steel bars, these sliding door locking devices, the corridor for these jailers, patented and manufactured in St. Louis by my great-great-grandfather.
So when you build this, does it come in pieces, kind of like a modular home compared to today's?
These came in sheets, and then they would be numbered because actually they're not all the same size if you look at them.
Right.
So they had to fit by numbers. This is one of the things we patented was the sliding door and the bar grate doors that are inside this day room. If you've ever watched the movie The Rock,
oh yeah,
when they have Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery are actually in the sliding door devices and he slings that lock around.
Right, yeah.
That sliding door device is in Alcatraz.
My great-great-grandfather wouldn't recognize the facilities we build today. Even my father wouldn't recognize them. The technology advanced so much. But this I can guarantee you, they'd recognize the way we do business, the way we come in on time, under budget, and they'd love our new design assist process where we work with owners, architects, sheriffs, construction managers to deliver exactly what they need and save their taxpayers money. I think they'd be especially proud of the partnerships we've had for years with the best companies in the country that specialize in this business. My dad said, Joe, now it's your turn. You have to decide what your legacy will be. Well, I'll tell you what it is. I'm the sum of everything and everyone that came before me. Today's Pauly Jail Building Company is a result of all their work. Sure, I'm proud. Times change, technology changes, but the way we do business hasn't changed, and it never will. And the things we believe in haven't changed. Quality, integrity, innovation, partnerships, and pride.